All right. In this video, I just wanted to hop on here and talk a little bit about spirit and because the other day I was watching a webinar with my coach, and she was talking about in spirit, like embodying the spirit of whatever it is that you're trying to do, like embodying the spirit of getting on here and being a speaker and talking. So it's kind of like, when you watch people like an actor or something, they embody that character that they're trying to present to the world. So whatever it is, it kind of made me start thinking about like focus on that all the time when you're looking to do something. And I created this channel to, become a better speaker, get used to speaking in front of people, even though I'm not quite doing it, in person, but at least I'm doing it on here. And I've noticed too is because the more I do these videos, the more that the stuff that I'm trying to teach ingrains in myself, the more I remember it. So it gets me better at speaking on here all the time too. Now, some days I feel good, some days I don't. That's life. You kind of bring that energy with you, and some days it's good, and some days it's not. So you always try to do the best you can in every scenario, because some days I come on here, I feel great, and I just go and everything's great. It's just like anything you do. One day you wake up and you got a lot of energy. One day you wake up and you don't. You're just off that day. And then the days that you don't have that energy and you don't have that and you're off, you just try to make it through that day in hopes that the next one's better. So, and I also like wanted to like just inspire people to whatever it is they want to do, is that you can do whatever it is you want to put your mind to. And that was the other thing too, is like it's like a decision, like a choice. You have to keep doing it. It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be easy, and you're not always going to be good at it. I mean, I'm still learning as I go too. But the goal is to get a little better every day, or a little better with every experience that you do, and to keep working at it, no matter if it's, a little or big. Like some days I get on here and maybe not just get on here, but some days, I'll do something that's 2 3 hours, and it's a great experience. Other days I just get 10 minutes. So that's the thing, is to make sure you get something that's moving you one step closer to whatever it is you're trying to do in life. It doesn't matter what that is, anything that you want to learn, do, just whatever it is. Some people like to garden, some people like to, you know, I don't know, build stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own little things they like to do. So why not do more of them? And then if you want to make a change, you have to make that decision to make the change. Like, I'm going to do this no matter what. Because you're not always going to feel like doing something. You're not always going to feel like it. And your brain is going to try to talk you out of doing everything. But it's that in doing it, you actually feel better. It's like a lot of people have heard lately too, is like, you're never going to be ready. Doing it makes you ready. So actually, and I remember when I first started this too, I was always like waiting for the perfect moment to start doing stuff. I mean, I guess in actuality it did come, because the day came when I actually did start doing this. But it took me, I wasted a long time because I was always waiting for the day I'd be ready. And then one day I heard that they're like, you're never going to be ready. Doing it actually gets you ready. And it was like a boom, like the light bulb went off, like, oh my God, I never thought of it like that. And those are those aha moments. And I was reading something the other day too. Someone said something like, you're not always going to learn from, not everybody's going to learn from the same teacher. Like some people are going to, the voice is going to resonate with some people and not resonate with others. So what you do is you keep learning, you keep trying until you find that person that puts it all together. Cause I remember one time, like I ended up going to see Mike Dooley speak, and I wasn't even planning on going. I was going to go on a retreat that year, and I was going to go to one later in the year in California to see Marianne Williamson, because I'd heard who she was before, but I'd never heard of Mike Dooley. And then a chain of events happened, and my windshield got smashed by a tree. So I was like, all right, I'd rather drive to Chicago than fly to the thing, because I'm going to have to get my windshield fixed. So I ended up going to see Mike Dooley in Chicago. And I had no idea who he was. I do now, and I'm happy I went. But it was crazy because Wayne Dyer, and I've heard other people always say, change your thoughts, change your life. And back then I would try it, and it didn't change overnight. So I was like, oh, this doesn't work. And it was weird because I'd hoped it worked, but for me it didn't. I mean, it does now, but like in that moment, it was funny because Mike Dooley was like, what did he say? How did he put it? It was like, we expect something to change overnight that we may have built patterns of for like 20, 30, maybe even 40 years. It's just not going to change overnight. You're going to have to keep working at it. It's that awareness in the moment when you're starting, when you're not, when your thoughts are starting to go in a negative direction and they like spiral down. And in that moment, you gotta be like, wait a second, and hold on a second here. This is is all this negative thoughts in my head that it's going down this rabbit hole, are they all true? No, they're not. And then you have that conscious awareness to end in the moment, stop those patterns of thinking. Like just stop it. Like I was reading something the other day, like whenever those things start happening, they say just say count backwards, be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And because that pattern, it interrupts that negative pattern, and then you're free to change it. And I didn't think about it in that moment because I'd heard that before, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then go, or make the decision. But I never really thought the mechanics of it to where it's breaking that pattern. So I was like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. So yeah, so so that's the things with negative thoughts. And I lost exactly where I was going with all that, but I know it's like it's breaking those patterns and thoughts and all that stuff. But anyway, wow, I was really going good there too, and it sucks because I don't edit these things. So that's the thing too, is because I want us to realize that we're all human beings and we're not always perfect in these moments. That's why I kind of just do these videos and show you the human side too. Because a lot of people edit, and there's nothing wrong with editing. I will edit my courses once we get done. We're getting closer. But I like to show the humanness of this scenario because sometimes you see all these people everywhere else and they look like they're perfect and they're not. They just happen to, edit or go over it many times. So I try to show that we're all humans and that some days we're going to be good, some days we're not. And it's okay to not be good sometimes. I mean, yeah, you want to present yourself in the best way possible, obviously, but if you can't show that you're also human and be authentic about it, you know, what are you going to do? We're and that leads me to like Dean Graziosi was saying the other day that perfection is the like lowest standard because it's just unattainable. Nothing's perfect. Everything changes. Everything is moving. Everything's getting better. Sometimes you're getting worse. Like when I first started doing these videos, I was nowhere near perfect, and I don't know if I'll ever do. Maybe you can have perfect moments, but it always changes. So for me, it's always like just keep working at it, keep moving forward, keep doing the little stuff. That's where I was going with all of it. Do the little stuff every day, and no matter what, keep working at it. And some days you're going to be really good at it, and some days you're not. But the more repetition you do, like the reason I started this channel is the more that you do it with consistency, and the more you keep going, the more that you're going to get better at it. And you got to try to embody how you would be if you were already that person you want to be or doing those skills you want. Because you're not going to be perfect in the beginning, or you're not even going to be perfect. You might be uncomfortable in the beginning because anything that we do when we're starting, it's always a little nerve-wracking. I mean, I don't know how many retreats I've went to. Like I've been really nervous. Like, I don't know if I want to go. A couple of them I almost didn't go at the last minute. But then by the time it was over, I'm like, glad I forced myself to go because the transformation that happens and the knowledge that I learned on these was priceless. It changed my life. And it's that immersion into those things and meditating. God, when I first started, we were meditating 3 and 4 hours a day. I mean, it was a little rough, but we were releasing a lot of stuff, and It was really rough, but it was definitely worth it. When the week was over, I thought I mean, I drove straight home from Jacksonville, Florida, like drove straight home, and I felt like I was floating the whole way home. I was so like light and like excited and had so much energy. It was crazy. And it was funny too because when I first got there, some guy had asked me if I'd ever been to anything like that before, and I said no. And he was like, "You won't be the same person you are that I'm talking to right now by the end of the week." And I was like, "Okay, maybe." I was a little skeptical, obviously, because I had never done anything like that before. It was my first retreat, like almost 20 years ago in 2007. And then he was right. By the end of the week, I definitely was not the same person I was there. And that's the thing, is that we can always change. We can always make a decision to do something else. And another speaker that me and my friend saw last week too, she was saying that she used to go in circles and for years and like make progress and then not, then make progress, then not, and keep getting to a point and then starting over and self sabotage. So it's always that, and then she just said, one day I'm not going to do that anymore. And you pay attention to what you're telling yourself in your head, because what they don't tell us is that the thoughts and the beliefs and all that stuff that go on in your head, just like I was talking about, change your thoughts, change your life, even those things take time. Like we expect, oh, I changed my beliefs. Oh, life's supposed to change instantly. It's like, no, there's a lag time. You have to keep doing stuff over and over and over and over until you start to see the results. But you have to also remember that during the time you're doing these things, you have to keep going no matter what, even if you don't see the results, and know that they're already coming. And pay attention to the words you're saying, because and that's what she was saying. She kept saying she didn't know what she was going to do. She didn't know. And I used to say that to myself too, like, oh, I don't know, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start, I don't know this, I don't know that. And then I would just keep not knowing. And then and then one day I said, you know what, I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm just going to start saying I'll figure it out. I don't know. I don't know. But like, I will figure it out. I may not know in this moment, but if I start changing it to, all right, we'll figure it out, I'll keep going no matter what, and it'll all come to me. And I just started changing those ideas in my head. And I was, like I said before, when I was afraid to start this channel and talk about it, those were the things. Oh, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know if I'm ready yet. Well, then I kept not being ready. And then until that day came when I finally said, you know what? It's just time to go. I have to go. There's, make that decision, go. Like, I'm going. And it's just like getting in the cold water. Give myself a minute and I'm like, I'm going. I don't care. We've done this before. Let's get in it. And yeah, it's gonna be cold. Oh well. And then I'm gonna feel amazing in 3 minutes when I get out of the cold water, because it makes you feel amazing and it's awesome. But anyway, that's just an example. So yeah. Hmm. Uh, So I guess that's all I have to share in this moment. I think I want to start making these a little bit shorter, just so they're easier to watch, because sometimes, in this fast-paced society we live in, we don't always have, so much time, and you got to grab people's attention and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I just want to keep going and show you guys my journey, share my journey, in hopes that maybe something I say inspires you to keep doing on yours. Maybe start something you never tried before, even if it's uncomfortable. Just anything, man. Do something you're passionate about, something you love, any little thing. What else is there to do? I mean, why not? Why not try something new and see what happens? Matthew McConaughey says, I have to find out if I can do it. So why not? So maybe this is your call to figure it out in your life, what maybe you've been putting off or too scared to do, like I was for a while. And, just make a decision to say, hey, you know what? I may not be perfect. I may not be good. I'm probably not going to be perfect. But as long as I start, maybe I'll get better at it. You're not gonna bench 400 pounds by working out one time or never lifting weights. I mean, unless you're naturally gifted, but I'm not. So, but anyway, all right, like and subscribe. Just want to keep this information going, and Have a good day.